condition of Egypt in the Middle Ages. The sun is shining, birds dying, people shivering with fear. Guys, I have a news. What's those news? What news? What's that news? Look, Saifuddin Qutus is bringing an army now against the Mongols. What? Is he crazy? I mean, what are you doing? The Mongols already sacked Baghdad, do you remember? You even from Baghdad. I know. And especially you, Umar. What? Well, it's because Zayd followed the armies. Now all of you, we must to pray to God. So Saifuddin Qutus was given victory. It's because this can be an awful one. If he lose, then we all will be massacred. Okay. Remember that battle against the Mongols, Angelut? Turns out the Mamluks has a leader. But who are the leaders? Saifuddin Qutus. But how this guy live? What did he do in his life? And how he get all the way to the court? And the legacy that he make. He eventually born in somewhere in Levant, in a noble family, until all of his family was massacred. So Saifuddin Qutus doing in its life in a childhood, being slaves. And by that, this tiny boy see what the Mongols' atrocity is. He know that the Mongols are really evil. Until he do something like, Hey, Qutus! What? Where do you think you're gonna going? But I'm gonna serve some other things. Serve? What are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna wash some dishes. If you lie, I will eat your eyes. Bull. He was keep living like this until one of his slave friends came to him and says, Hey, let's do some escape. You sure about this? Oh, come on! So they go and escape in a pretty chaotic condition, which his friend died in the process. He lived to be nobody in this condition. And that time the Mamluk Sultanate was at a crumbling condition. Everyone was scared of something. Until one of the Mamluk Sultan's minister came to him and says, Hey, you kid, how about you become a slave? Yeah. So now, Saifuddin was a slave of a minister of the Sultan. And the Sultan that time was Nuzul Aibabs, which says to the minister, Hey, you know this kid has a lot of potentials. We must learn him to become a minister. That's why I bring him here. Nuzulul Aibabs. Okay. So he was trained, learned, and was spread a lot of stuff. Until when he's already grown up, he was put as a minister of something that have to do with the economics and politics more than military. Until Nuzulul Aibab was died. Changed by his kid heir, Ali. Which by that, a lot of chaos happened. Between all those chaoses, some says, Hey guys, someone wants to be the Sultan, changing Ali in the process. But who's that guy? Everyone is nothing but megalomaniacs. We need a federal government so this government can go on. I know. Well, what about you to become the Sultan? Me? No. I have a lot of stuff. How about Saifuddin? Great idea. Hey Saifuddin, you're the Sultan now. Wait, what? I'm just coup the government? No, you're not couping the government. Okay. So after some ulama talks and istihajas, they agree that Saifuddin Qutus will become the Sultan until Ali was grown up. But spoiler alert, he just reigned in a tiny time, even before Ali became a grown-up man. So finally, now, Saifuddin Qutus is the supreme power of the Mamluks. First uniting all the people, making some new inventions, and improving their economics. He was, pretty in a good life, and never think of paying revenge to the Mongols. It's because he know what happened to back then. It's all destroyed when Hulagu Khan sent some ultimatums. Hey, you two. What's going on, Hulagu K? Look, I want to spread the influence of the Mongol Empire even further. So send all these ultimatums to the Mamluks, and spread all those crazy propagandists. So they were convinced. Okay. So they were sent. Hello, you Sultan of the Mamluks. This is from me, Hulagu Khan, the sucker of the Baghdad. What? What is he doing? No, just hear what he gonna says later. Look, he says, I'm from the Mongol Empire. You guys are nothing but goats. So you must to surrender. Or else I will do what I do in the Baghdad. Burning Cairo in the Pyramid of Giza. Our horse and our infantries and our arrows will destroy all your peoples. It's useless if you try to fight. It's because we will cut all your wives and children's. You already lost the mandate of heaven, so now you must to surrender. Kill him! Please don't kill me. So eventually the heads of the envoys are stick on the Cairo's walls. And after some second to relief, Saifuddin was furious. Oh no! Why I say kill them to the envoys? Well, why? I thought you ordered that. If I order that means we're declaring war to the Mongols. I ever become the slave of the Mongols, and I know that Mongols are doing a lot of atrocities. I know they are really evil. You know what happened to Baghdad? I don't want our people in Cairo become like that. We must to do something. We must to declare war to them. They probably declare war first. After getting the news, Hulagu Khan was furious. What? He can't do that! What is this? This is a total madness! Who is this guy think he is? We are the Mongols who defeated the Muslim powers. And I am the Hulagu Khan who sacked it Baghdad. What does this guy think he is? That's it, I'm set up some armies. And we can massacre all the Egyptians. Okay, sir. So they gathered some Noyans and set some armies. So Hulagu Khan kind of say to Saifuddin like, we're declaring war to you and you will suffer a humiliation. And Saifuddin says something to Hulagu Khan, something like, you could have got kicked in the face. So they started to do some reparations for war. But their money is not that much. So he's doing some istihaj with the ulamas to talk about is it okay to use the money of the people. Hey, can I use the money of the people? Why you should do that? It's because the Mongols are about to come to us and kill us. Well, because of this, under circumstances, it's okay. So he set up a speech to his armies. Soldiers, you and me, we're going to war against the Mongols. Maybe it will be scary for you. But remember, if we submit, they will kill us. Kill all your sisters. Killing our sisters, wife and children. They will burn off all the Islam utopian has do. Burning our Qurans. Burning our mosque. Who wants to follow me to defend the homeland and our religion? Defending the homeland! So they go on to charge. The Mongols also set up some armies. But this has happened. Sir, a really bad news. What's that bad news? Kuchlik. Well, look, sir. Monkey Cat died. No! Sir, I know this is a mental thing, but you must have came there and sat for the last funeral. I'm not sad because of that. It's this that I can't pay revenge without those stinky peasant Mamluks. And I can't see those bloods. But, sir, How about Monkey Khan, sir? Shut up, Batu! This is not the point! Sir, you're crying? I'm not crying. It's just that sometimes when I'm sad, water comes out of my eyes! But how about Monkey Khan, sir? Well, of course, Monkey Khan, but mostly I can't pay revenge on those pesky Mamluks. He's a too ambitious man. I know, let's make the Elkhanate. Let's make what? No, nothing. Sorry. So Hulagu Khan must go out and come back to Mongolia. So he got to one of his Noyan. Kid Buka? What, sir? You're in charge of the armies. Yes, sir. Kill all of them. And if you can't defeat them, I will log off your head. Okay, sir. So now he was in charge. And then finally, they meet in a place called Angelite. But the Mamluks came first, so they set up some formations. Alright, since we arrived first, we must get some formation and strategy first. Really fast. Baibars. Yes, sir. You and few reserve will charge to the enemy's lines and take them in the steepy lands of the Angelute. And in the process, we will bind them up. We will fight fiercely. And then we circle them up, getting them with the spears and all these ropes, fighting in steep cliffs and using guerrilla tactics. And then making them hard to retreat and make exhaust. And you get it. Victory. You know, this is a theory, so we don't know if it really works or not. Yes, sir. So they set up a formation like this. And this is the Baibar's army that was sent to crush the Mongols, to attract them to the steep cliffs. Hey, Kid Buka, have we arrived yet? Well, we arrived in Angelute. It looks like we're in front of Angelute, but Angelute is a steepy cliff. Are we sure to get inside? Yes, we're getting inside, Burka. The Mongols already arrived. And then they meet the tiny armies of the Mamluks. Fight them, boys! Defending the homeland! And it's because they attack in a really fast attack in this kind of condition. They also on the charge. And blood spilling begins. They will eventually slowly retreat it. And by the process, set up for the Mamluks in the behind part to fortified. And by that, reducing the Mongol armies. Slowly but surely, they're doing something like, hey tough guy, we're retreating, bye. And Kid Buka fought that all the army that the Mamluks can make, and they lose. He go on the overdrive. Get them all, kids! We're winning! So they chase him with some Mamluks dudes fighting the Mongols at some times. And finally, they arrive. Baibar's army retreated to the Saifuddin's armies, which becomes something like this. And then he focused back and just noticed that this is a whole trick. But hey, they defeated all armies, from the Chinese until the Knights. So they're pretty confident from themselves, and they charge. So the fight was chaotic like this. They fought fiercely, with a person that tried to defend the homeland with one of the strongest soldiers in the world. There is some spear duel, bunch of arrowings, and bunch of slaughtering of cavalries. Cavalries against cavalry. The fight just like waves. And then some Mongol armies that was catched by a net formation and then was killed. And then the Mongols doing some outmaneuver charge. The fight between the goodest spearmen against the greatest cavalries in the world. Noyans fighting the Mujahidins. And so a surprise attack, a lot of Mamluks die in the process. And they keep on going. And then they were blasted. The left flank was pushed, and the others also declined. They eventually tried to attack, but they used human shields. And they also blasted. And after all those crazy blood spilling and slaughtering and using atrocities, They set up a formation like this. They're literally crushed by a wave of Mongols. And it just keep on coming and not let them to breathe. The moral of the Mongols rise up is because they think they cannot win. But the Mamluks are even more aggressive is because they must defend up the homeland. Die, you savages! Yeah! Die, you megalomaniacs! You'll not get our sister and kids! Protecting the homeland! Yeah! Saifuddin and Baibar force that were used to ambush up the Mongols came to them and by the process, a popular source says Saifuddin Qutus opened up his helmet and says, "Hey, Islam!" 3 times. And then the Mongols tried to do some maneuverings. And the battle was chaotic like this. Another source says that the horse that Saifuddin used died in the process, so he must walk up, bravely defending the homeland. So this is what happened in the whole battlefield scheme. And then he tried to make a circling maneuver over the Mongols. So now the battle was like this. And then the Mongols kill up this section of the Mamluks. And now they're exposed. And then a cavalry charge just behind the hill attack all of them. And charging all the lines. And that cavalry charge was outnumbered about 3-1. Imagine how depressed the Mamluks is. They try to get back, but the Mamluks' morale are high, and they started surrounding. So now it's sort of a V shape like this. It's because some armies think that it's already game over. Some Mongol parts retreat. So a big section of the Mongol that will retreat are happening, and the Mamluks that was led by Baibars was sent to get the reserves. Well, he and his armies get the reserves. Now what they want is to get Kitbuka. That's Kitbuka! Guys, he's chasing for me. We must get free from here now. And finally, Kitbuka has fallen to the hands of the Mamluks. And the Mamluks scream for victory. A glorious victory. And finally, Saifuddin see who his Kitbuka is. And then he, with his own hands, of the head of Kitbuka. And finally, Angelut is over. And he's a little bit sad after seeing Angelut was filled. Angelut has become place of grave. But all this blood spilling has its things. It's not useful when he throw his army up and eventually win a victory. Congratulations, sir. You have defeated the Mongols and becoming the first people who defeated the Mongols. What's your next act? Well, let's go home. Come back to Cairo? Yes, all the armies are already weakened, so we must get some reliefs and come back. Soldiers, let's come back to our wife and children. This is my decision. Yay! So now, Saifuddin and his people are coming back. And the people that was fought as Saifuddin as an ineffective leader now see that they just defeated the biggest threats. Now setting some reparations to welcome their sultan and their armies. I can't wait to see my son. Me too. Is your nephew survived? I hear the news and yes. Same news. They survive. And then Baibars, a little bit hating Saifuddin, by not being that kind of conquest kind of sultan. He's going to Saifuddin and says, "Hey Saifuddin, can I conquer Damascus, Aleppo, and Homs so they're free from the Mongols?" "No, Baibars, not yet. Our army is just literally obliterated. However, we have a victory." Baibars has enough of it. So he gathered up some conspirators and eventually killed Saifuddin right in the place. So when they back home, they see there is no Saifuddin. "Hey, where is Saifuddin?" "Oh, he died in the battlefield." "What? Dude, someone says that he was survived the battle. You are lying. You kill him. How can you?" "Shut up, man. Look, now I'm gonna getting the power, and we will bring up Mamluk to be one of the supreme power of the Islamic world. So you must shut up and never says about all these things." "How can do you?" Baibar killed Saifuddin? "What? This is madness! How can his own general kill him? This is a total treason." But what they can do? Saifuddin already died, and now Baibar was in charge. Yes, indeed. The Baibars will become the new sultan and make a lot of things. But everyone knows who is their sultan. Baibar's greatness is get from the bloods of Saifuddin Qutus. Saifuddin Qutus only reigned for between a year and a whole month. But what those times, he achieved what everyone never. He is one of the most important figures in the world. It's because if not he wins, the world will be grim. For the Mongols' point of view, this will change their history. This is when they become its drawbacks. After this, they can't expand again. It affects from all the way until China and till the Japans. This is why we learn history, to remember figures that just save us today. Which we learn here is that maybe some dudes are not that popular, but the most important is what they do for us here. And remember the memories that they make for today's humans, utopians.